Hi, my name is Mona Tenjo and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Work on Your Business. And we help businesses to grow to the next level and to work strategically on their business instead of drowning in it. Today's topic is how the management by objectives, called MBO, management by objectives, can support your business growth. So management of objectives is something very common when you reach a certain income class, right? So when you earn a certain amount of money, usually the company ties your compensation to the targets that you achieve, so to your objectives, right? This procedure is done in large companies. This takes a really long time, I promise, to break it down. So basically the way it is done, it's you have an overall company goal, I don't know, increase revenue by 10 million, right, in a year. And then you have to break it down to the different departments. So who can contribute to reach that goal? If you talk about profits, for example, then you can also look at, okay, who can save some costs for us, right? If you talk about revenue, you have to look at the sales department mainly because that's where the revenue comes in, right? Or at the customer service department because there may be upsells. So depending on what your goal is, you will pretty much break it down to your departments, and then each department gets specific goals. And then each department, again, distributes the goals on their employees. So at the end of the day, you will have an MBO. So you will have a target that you have to achieve. These things usually are negotiated. So you have some power in there. And one of the first lessons that I learned as an employee back in the days when I was getting my first MBO agreement was put the things in there you do anyway. Because often the mistake is that you do a lot of stuff every day, but they're not standing in your MBOs, but they are part of your job, right? So, but if they're not part of your MBOs, you don't get paid for that, although you do it anyway. So that's a very big learning where I was like, okay, I'll start with this ones first. And then you look at the new things. Usually an MBO should have a certain stretch. It shouldn't be too easy to get it, so because you have to put in some effort to really get the full percent. Usually it is a very strong measure if you have people who are performance driven, who like to be compensated by what they work. So mainly salespeople, right? They are salespeople because they want to earn more if they do more, which is fair. If they bring in more clients, why should they not earn more money? That's totally fair, right? So those types of roles are very likely to have an MBO because it's very easy to measure this as well. There are other departments where it's a bit more difficult when it comes to quality. There are still some metrics that you can use. When it comes to satisfaction, you have to work with surveys, but it's possible. So, but the most important thing for an MBO is it has to be, again, smart goals. If you don't have smart goals, if you can't measure them, if they're not achievable, if they're not timed, then they're not a goal, right? Same methodology. But those things can really help you grow your business because if everybody is fulfilling their target, then you will fulfill your overall target. So the target rolls up. And as the targets are rolled up to the overall goal, if everybody fulfills their individual goals, it's very easy to fulfill the overall goal. It's a logical consequence. And that's what you want in your business. So you want to make sure that you have goals and you break them down to the people. And if you manage the people for fulfilling their goals, then you will fulfill the overall goal. If they overachieve, perfect, then you also overachieve overall. However, if you have people who are not fulfilling their targets, then you will have a problem. So therefore you have to manage that and really look at your people, how capable are they, who do you give which targets, because you want to make sure that at the end of the day, each person fulfills their targets. So give people who are high performers more goals, and also more share on your overall goal because they can contribute to that. If you have a person who's not a high performer, but it's somebody you need for the organization, that's still fine, don't get me wrong, but you should give that person different targets. If you give that person the same targets as an overachiever, difficult. However, usually that person who's not that overachiever will also not earn that much. So that's okay, right? It has to be fair in relation to everybody. Again, it has to be negotiated. So usually also, especially salespeople, they will negotiate. So make sure that everything is really in wording and phrasing correct and that you definitely can rely on making sure that if those goals are achieved, that there's also a payout. So there has to be certain conditions. What if there's a client and then the client cancels? So how is this handled, right? This all has to be, of course, considered correctly. But that's the legal part. We skip that for now. But again, if you break it down correctly and if you allocate the right goals to the right people, you will grow your business. It's a logical consequence. So I encourage you, if you want to grow your business fast, use MBOs, make use of MBOs, and definitely apply them to your business. It doesn't have to be an exercise of half a year, right? You're not a multinational DAX concern, right, or a stock listed company. So therefore, it doesn't take too long if you're a smaller company to do that. It will take some conversations with the people who are going to get the targets, but as long as you stay human, as long as you stay fair, you will always find an agreement. With that said, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to our channel if you like it, and we're looking forward to seeing you back next time. Bye bye.